So, moving on to the Roller Derby 3.0, which looks like that. It also comes in black, sheer black, or this black and grey. It looks like your standard roller derby elbow pad, similar to other brands, but it has a lot of design things involved that make it actually superior to every other brand out there. So it is a hard shell, solid, etc. But inside it still has that cushioning kind of gel foam. It's not the AEF stuff that's non-Newtonian fluid-like, but there is a soft gel foam in there and underneath it to sort of limit this cracking. There is a cup. Now the cup starts at this top part and comes around the edges, so it really fits onto this part of your elbow really nicely. So rather than it moving around, this part here and this part here are actually thicker than the center, which is that cup, and stops it from sliding and moving around. Also, it's going to be very difficult to show you because it's dark in there, so I'm going to show you on a knee pad what it has inside. So what it has is, on a knee pad from TSG, these are the Roller Derby 3.0 knee pad versions of the very similar makeup, is it has the shiny parts, which is a gel grip bullseye. So these gel grip bullseyes basically prevent it from slipping on your skin, because if I try and slide along that, it really is skin, like, it's not sticky, but it just resists slide on the skin. So there's 3 on the knee pad, 1, 2, 3, but there is only 1 inside, and it sits about right in the center of the cap. So it's actually this area right here. So usually problems with roller derby specific elbow pads is they're constantly slipping. With the problem with the sort of standard roller derby elbow pads is that they slip. They slip down the forearm, they twist into the inside of the elbow. These don't. Partially because of that cup, but really more so because of that gel thing that sticks in there and the thickness of the cup around the edges. So that is, once it's on, even without the straps, it feels very secure. What it also has, which no other roller derby brand really does other than TSG, is a double Velcro. So what that looks like is I've got 2 flaps for each strap. So one goes one way and one goes the other. So one around this way and one around that way. So even during contact with blockers or your own teammates, sometimes the Velcro gets off and you have to put it quickly back on. That doesn't happen with the TSG because I've got this double Velcro on both the top and the bottom, so it straps one way and then the other. So even if I get anything going from trying to move off, it doesn't come off. So really, once it's on, I shouldn't have to adjust it because it's really firmly in place. There is padding down the sides, so particularly for that funny bone area, there is this padding down the side if you're worried about the side padding and side falling, etc. Because unlike the other 2 pads, it just has this one area, but there is foam, etc. down the sides and on the outside as well. It doesn't cover as much of the forearm as the other 2, so for like jammers and things, if you for more of that coverage or protection or block or whatever, that worried about your forearms being protected, it doesn't cover as much, but then it doesn't need to. It's personal preference and really what your job entails as a roller derby player. So I want to talk about the profile. It's sort of your middle level profile, if you will, where like the Scout is super streamlined and hardly has any deviation from the bump of your elbow at all, and like an ice hockey pad is like a super high profile. This is like sort of normal mid-level elbow pad, so you can see the bump because of this hard plastic. The previous hard plastic used with some of the TSG, particularly the Force 3, 4 and 5, they had removable caps, which when the Velcro went, it was difficult to try and get them to stay on, but this is actually stitched in. As you can see, it's actually stitched all the way around. It is permanent with regards to the lifetime of the pad. However, inside that gel absorbs some of the impact, so the likelihood of this cracking is going to take some hell amount of force or a lot of time. So these were specifically designed for roller derby and combating the problems that you have in roller derby with Velcro coming loose and slipping, and having to constantly twist it and readjust it. So that is kind of, those problems were eliminated with the roller derby 3.0 TSG pad. Super good.